Hello, advised students. So for today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Yes, it's another activity, but hopefully this one won't stress you out. This is all about Stress Awareness Month. And so what we're going to do is before we circle it out, there's an activity that you guys are going to do. I'll have a video, this one, okay, linked here. And then as a class, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and read this article. Now in this article, what you're going to see is you're going to see a variety of ways that you can tackle stress. So it goes from do something creative to get outside to move your body, meditation, mindfulness, and so on, right? Now what we're going to do in today's activity is we're going to hit on a couple of these because we are going to be talking to someone, we're going to be writing it down, and then we're also going to be hopefully getting outside. And I know that's something we don't do very often when we're sitting by our computers and doing classes and stuff, but today your goal, if you can, is I would love for all of you to step away for just 5 minutes. Okay, your teacher will set a timer or whatever and put it up, but for 5 minutes I want you to take a notebook and and then grab a pen or pencil and head outside. Now here's what you're going to be looking for though. If you see these pictures that we've got up here, I'm going to be asking you to jot down things that you hear, things that you see, things that you can smell, okay? I'm not saying you have to run around and sniff every flower and tree, but please do try to, breathe in, see if there's something in the air that you can smell, okay? And then something that you can taste, probably not. Please don't go and grab like random things off the ground and try to taste them. That would be weird, okay? But then also things that you touch. So what do they feel like? What are you touching? Those sorts of things, and describe as best as you can. So it's going to be, basically, if you want to, you can set up your paper to look something like this, where you have sight, and then it's going to be your observations in nature. What do you see? Just jot down a couple of ideas. I see dark green spruce trees lit up with morning sun. What do you see? I see clouds up in the sky. I see grass starting to peek through the dirt. Please go ahead and whatever it is that you see in your time outside, go ahead and make a list. This list will probably be the biggest, right? Touch or feel. What are some of the things you can touch? All right. What do they feel like? Do they feel smooth? Like if I were to go and touch the needles on a spruce tree, I might notice that they're a little bit spiky on the end, like a needle, something like that. Taste, I'm going to skip. And then smell. What are some things you smell? If I take one of those little needles off the spruce tree and I kind of crack it open, what aroma is that? What would I compare that to? Okay. Doesn't have to be direct description. It could be a comparison if you wish. And then what are some of the things that I hear? And yes, you probably hear some traffic noise. Okay, that's okay. But what are some of the sounds in nature that you hear? Like the other day, I heard a bird call that I have no idea what bird it was, but it was this gorgeous kind of flute-like sound. All right. So what is it that you hear? Or you might hear pine needles crunching underneath your feet. I don't know. So please go ahead and make your list. Now, here's an extension for you if you're up for it. How would you connect some of those things to yourself? Like, for example, if I were talking about a spruce tree, and it's not a huge spruce tree, maybe it's one that's just like waist high or something like that, I might say, okay, it's a small and mighty spruce tree. I'm feeling like even though I feel very small right now in the world, I can still do something and I've got some strength. Okay? So whatever it is, whatever connections, please don't feel silly about this. Actually, there's a group of philosophers and writers way back when, I think it was in the 1800s, transcendentalists. They wanted to transcend their experience by getting out into nature, and they found it really valuable to connect what they saw and heard and could touch and all those things with their own experiences. All right? So give that a try. Now, one more thing. If you absolutely can't get outside, you're like, oh, there's no way, it'll take me forever to get out there, whatever, you can go ahead and you can use this video if you like, but that means that you're going to have a lot more to describe in terms of sights and sounds and probably not much else, okay? But give that a try, and once you're done, I'm going to have you go ahead and share out what are some of those things that you saw and heard. And how did it make you feel? What did it make you think about? That's what our questions are going to be on today. Okay, so teachers, set the timer, 5 minutes, and let's go.